Hi Ange, I'm just wondering what the squad's looking like, what the mood is going into tomorrow.
Yeah, squad-wise, from the weekend, just Cameron Carter-Vickers pulled up a bit sore after the game on Sunday or whenever it was. Yeah, the artificial pitch wasn't great for him, so we've left him at home. Everyone else apart from Callum, obviously, who's out, is fit and available, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
You've seen enough in the game against Madrid and Glasgow to give you some confidence that you can get something here tomorrow?
I think, the whole Champions League campaign for us has been a great sort of process in us understanding what we can bring to these games and the areas we need to keep improving. I think in every game we've had our moments, and when we've had our moments we haven't taken them, but most of the time that's come when we've played our football, and we also know that when the opposition have their moments at this level, they can punish you. And I think this whole sort of campaign for us has been one where we understand exactly sort of the areas that we can make an impact, but also the areas where we have to be wary of.
In general, having spoken to a number of the fans in the city today, what a lot of them said was, look, we've really enjoyed the campaign. We think we've seen enough to give us hope going into next year. I wonder for clubs like Celtic, though, how they can, if possible, try to cut that gap between clubs like yourselves and these so-called super clubs.
Yeah, I think the first part of it is, like you said, to make sure we're here next year. What we can't do as a club our size is sort of qualify for this tournament every 3 or 4 years or 5 years. I think you can't really gain any traction or make any sort of progress with that sort of absence, because part of competing at this level is just the experience of competing at. We've seen it, even with a club like Shakhtar. They've consistently been in Champions League, so their players are exposed to it year in, year out. And for our players, most of them, this is their first sort of understanding of what it takes to play at this level. Now, for us to make progress, and it's not going to be massive progress, but I think you can chip away at it. I really believe that. I think, and you've seen it with other clubs at different times. And with clubs our size, I think it's a matter of being consistently playing at this level, sort of having a real kind of belief in your football. And I think eventually what happens is you kind of hit a sweet spot where things go your way, and you do need things to go your way. And your football's good, and there's real belief in the group and experience, and in any given year you can make an impact. But I don't think it's a linear thing. I don't think every year you improve, you get closer. Not for a club like ours. It's just you've got to be in there every year, knocking on the door, and eventually you'll get the response you want.
And you've mentioned time and again that you want Celtic to be regularly in this tournament. How much has this whetted your appetite to try and prove yourself as a manager and the excitement of this tournament?
I don't have to prove myself as a manager. I do this because I think this football club deserves to be at this level, and what this year's given me the motivation and appetite is to make sure that we're here every year and make an impact, because I think that's where the football club deserves to be. Yourself, we get 60,000 at every game. We've got an unbelievable stadium that creates the most unique of atmospheres, and a club of our size deserves to be playing at this level. So that's where the motivation lies, and I want our football club, this football club, to make an impact. It's not about me. I don't need to prove myself to anybody or anyone. I'm quite comfortable in the kind of manager I am, but I also know that I have a responsibility with this football club to make sure that it takes its rightful place amongst the best football clubs in the world.
What have you learned as a manager from this Champions League experience?
Nothing I didn't know. It's a tough competition. It's it's a competition where it's relentless and unforgiving. But we knew that going into it. The key for us was how we're going to measure where we were with that. And like I said, you can go out there and sort of fight for your survival and fear the consequences, or you can be brave and try and really test yourself. And that's, I think, what we've done. And that's given me then the ability to see the areas we've come short in, the areas we need to keep improving. And I think that's the key for us. It's not about just about the outcomes. Obviously, that's what you get measured on, the results. But for me, it's well, okay, if we want to be a football club that makes an impact, what are the areas we need to improve in the areas we need to keep chipping away at? And as I said, I think in every game we've really sort of measured ourselves against the best by playing our football. So for me, the learnings are in the fact that we've been able to stick true to who we want to be as a club and not sort of react or sort of fear, as I said, consequences of results because of the level of competition we're at.
Japan World Cup squad was released today. Daisen is in it, Kyogo and Rio aren't. Do you feel for those two a bit, just given how well they've performed for Celtic since they joined the club?
Yeah, obviously I do, because, again, a World Cup is, for any footballer, I mean, I was fortunate enough to obviously, be a manager at a World Cup. It's one of those tournaments where I'm sure that, for every football player, it's a dream of theirs to get there. And I think they both, would have been very close to getting in, particularly Kyogo, and, disappointed for them because, Rayo's probably got another maybe 1 or 2 cycles of World Cups to potentially go to, but with Kyogo, at his age, I think he's still got one in him because I still think he's young, but you want to take these opportunities. So disappointed for them, but both of them are really strong characters. I know that they'll take it in the right way, and it'll motivate them to make sure that they continue to play their football to the best of their ability at our football club, and these opportunities will come again.
You've also been linked with Yuki Kobayashi for a potential move in January. Is there anything you can tell us on that? And is the Japanese market something you'll be looking at again in January? Yeah,
we've gone early on the January market, haven't we? It's just into November, so I've got a lot of talking about that. Look, as I've said before, we've got a strategy in place which I'm really comfortable with, in terms of making sure that we're always looking to improve our squad, looking to improve the way we do things. We take away the experiences we've had at Champions League level, at domestic level, and how can we be better? And every window gives you that opportunity. So, we've had some plans in place for January for a while now, and hopefully over the sort of next few weeks we'll be able to sort of conclude some of that. And the whole idea is to make this squad stronger for the second half of the year and beyond.